All right, this is my interpretation video for Zach Earl. Zach is a 42-year-old male, weighs 195 pounds, skeletal muscle mass 137, and his BMR is 1,772. Zach is 6 years into CrossFit. I took him through his first foundational course. So he's moving a lot better now than he ever has. He's been pretty decent about receiving coaching cues, practicing the movement, and has come a long way since the first day I met him. Zach has aspirations of being a competitive athlete in this field. He currently got his L1, so he's coaching more classes. And he is much better about his nutrition. They have tracked food in the past. By they, I mean him and his wife. They have no kids. So that kind of opens up his schedule to do 2-a-days. He does have a goal of doing 2-a-days. He has a competition in 3 weeks, which he'd like to train toward. We had a conversation around why jumping into an intensification cycle or just adding more work before an accumulation cycle and working through an aerobic period may be pretty intense. So recovery is going to be key for Zach. But it gives me an opportunity to program 2-a-days and practice with somebody who wants to be a competitor. So I'm on board. The move portion of the assessment, he passed the scratch test, although his internal rotation part of the test was a little tight, and he did tell me that he does have some upper back mobility issues and some pain around the neck area he's been dealing with. So we'll probably just add some mobility for the scratch test and some single arm pressing movements and pulling movements. See if we can't loosen it up or build some strength around the shoulder. Passed the air squat. I passed him on the toe touch, although his hamstrings were a little tight. He was able to keep his legs straight, and I didn't see anything out of the ordinary when it came to his spine or spinal flexion. Passed the straight leg raise test, and he passed all the planks, the reverse, the front, the side planks, with ease. So there's nothing glaringly wrong with the way Zach moves. I put here in the notes that he moves well. On the left side plank, it was a little different from the other side. It was a little shaky immediately, but he actually got better toward the middle of the movement. So pretty well balanced. The work portion of the assessment was the hardest part for Zach. It's no secret that Zach doesn't like aerobic activity. He definitely does not like cyclical aerobic activity. He has ADHD or has been diagnosed with ADHD. So focusing on one thing at a time kind of drives him mad. Although there is a conversation around why that's going to be important in the future. He can run, but being on the bike or being on the rower for that long may be torture for him. So I'm going to keep it mostly mixed when it comes to some things. And there was a conversation around we need to build aerobic power. We need to build the aerobic system. I'm going to start him at map 9, most likely mixed with maybe 1 or 2 days of cyclical work. His score on the air bike was 102, and the air bike conversion spit out 178. So we do need to build some aerobic power, and it was on the Echo bike. So programming 2 days probably will be more like map sessions on those 2 days, long piece in the morning, big recovery during the afternoon, and then a mixed type of piece in the evening. Just for recovery purposes with built-in paces, metcons for health, that type of thing, farmers carries, sled pushes, sled drags, with maybe a mixed piece toward the end just to give Zach or the client that CrossFit like feel workout that he wants. Trying to keep everything on the same day, and then on single work days, most likely Olympic lifting with a compound piece, bench, squat, or deadlift. Some core activity, some single arm, single leg accessory movements toward the end. And then trying to do things that the CrossFit competition, or program things that the CrossFit competition events kind of have, like overhead squats, burpees, and echo bike movements with some pull-ups, and just kind of challenge the deadlift, because there is a deadlift event in that competition day too. So just trying to keep him bending with some high volume there at a moderate weight. Kind of programming toward the event to prepare him for the event as much as possible, while keeping in mind that recovery is key. So longer map sessions in the morning and the evening on those 2-a-days to build his aerobic system. And then the week leading up to the competition, keep everything kind of normal on Monday and Tuesday. And then break on Wednesday, and then Thursday a single piece, Friday a single piece, just to kind of taper back before the competition, and then a deload week after that competition. That'll be my 4 weeks rough plan there. So that is my plan for Zachary Earl. An ongoing conversation about nutrition. He doesn't care the way he looks, he cares the way he performs. And I'm pretty excited to do this for him. So we'll see what happens. That is my interpretation video for Zachary Earl.